Well, good morning, everybody, and a very warm welcome to the University of Strathclyde and this, our magnificent Barony Hall. And you join us on a day of celebration, a celebration for those who are graduating, but also a celebration for families, friends and supporters. So you're all extremely welcome at Strathclyde. My name is Professor Jill McBride, and I'm one of the Associate Principals of the University. And I'm delighted to be with you today. And I'm also delighted that we're joined by people from all across Scotland, parts of the UK and across the world. So a very international gathering we've got here today. Now, some of our people who are graduating might be a wee bit nervous. So I'm going to take a couple of minutes just to tell you what happens here today before we get started. So in a short while, each of our graduands, because that's what you are, you're graduates in waiting. When you cross the stage, you go from graduand to graduate. So you're going to come up on the stage here, and I'm going to cap you, place a cap on your head. I probably won't touch your head. And you will have to work with me here, because you've probably noticed I'm one of the shorter people in the room, and I've seen some of the heels that the girls are wearing here. So I'll do my best. But anyway, this capping is a very ancient public and symbolic rite of passage and a great mark of achievement. It's a proud tradition that stems back, I'm told, to the Enlightenment when Strathclyde was actually founded. And when as I say, when you're capped, you move from being a graduand to being a graduate of the University of Strathclyde. So once I've capped you, you'll move across the stage and you'll be met by my colleague, Dr. Stuart Fancy, who's part of our executive team, and he's our university secretary, and he'll give you the parchment, the bit of paper that actually says you're a graduate. And from there, you'll move off the stage and back round to your seat. And it's going to be fabulous, and you'll have a fabulous day. Once I've awarded all the degrees, I'll move over to the lectern, and I'll take a few moments really just to tell you a bit of the history of the university and our direction of travel so that we can celebrate the university as well as the individuals. And once the ceremony is finished, I'm hoping that we're going to invite our new graduates to join the academic procession. So we're all robed up here in our fancy gowns, and what we normally do is we'll do a procession up to the Teaching and Learning building where there'll be refreshments for friends and family. So as long as the weather's okay, and I'll wait for a sign from the back of the hall to tell me if the weather's good enough to do it or not. Hopefully it will be. And what will happen is we'll leave the stage, the academics will leave the stage, and the new graduates will follow on, and then family and friends will join at the end. So, all that remains for me to say is don't be too frightened, relax, enjoy it. It's a very special day. Parents, families, friends, the same. Relax and enjoy it. Feel free when your loved ones come across the stage. Do clap, do cheer, do take photographs even. Just don't trip anybody up. We don't want any accidents in these gowns. But have a good day. And with that, I'm going to declare this ceremony formally open. And I'm going to ask my colleague, Dr. Mario Parra Rodriguez, to present the graduands to you. Thank you, Mario.
Associate Principal, in the name of the University and by the authority of Senate, I present to you these students. For the degree of Doctor of Educational Psychology, Helen Gladney Finnegan. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Research in Social Policy, David Bumark. For the degree of Master of Research in Physical Activity for Health, Harry Moby. For the degree of Master of Science in Counseling and Psychotherapy, Susanna Ferguson Cross. Edna Smullen. In Sport Data Analytics, Freya Cowan. Heather Sarah Hamilton. Sean Macron. Matthew Frederick Michi. Balaji Palani Sadyanarajan. In clinical health psychology, Leiba Akme. Zainab Arfon. Andrea Bennett. Gia Bautoa. Freya Boyd. Lena Kinga Brososowska. Christopher Patrick Byrne. Eva Kate Carr. Jad Chi Shia. Jennifer Ann Clark. Eva Mary Clarkson. Megan Coyle. Christy Davison. Melissa Drucke. Catherine Dryberg. Anne Maria Edapalil. Mariel Alexandra Mary Fisher. Flo Fitzsimmons. Courtney Elizabeth Forrester. Abby Muir Freeman. Georgie Frost. Amy Louise Gemmel. Jody Gilbert. Ebony Gillian. Ishita Rang Gori. Gemma Jessica Gray. Kate-Ann Gray. Caitlin Hardy. Ronan Haddle, sorry. Ronan Haddle. Caitlin Hardy. Gemma Isabel Human. Beth Howard Sholom. Nur Fatima Hussain. Sarah Jack. Josh Kapoor. Sakshi Prashant Kaksa. Rosa Milia Emilia Kokkonen. Lo Tung Lam. Gemma Lorison. Caitlin McDonald. Elizabeth Mary Ann Mackenzie. Cassiana Luisa Malika Nicol. Thea Megan Matias. Natalia Roxana Matusiak. Jennifer McGrorty. Daniel McLaughlin. Vaughn Menon. Safa Mirza. Zainab Ikra Mohammed. Cerise Annalise Morrison. Brooke Moyes. Declan Thomas Murphy. Bethany Georgia Murray. Avithra Mathu Pandhyam. Emma Newlands. Noor Jassin Sabha. Numera Mushtaq. Alexandra Eleanor Quinn. Evelyn Priyanka Rashprabhu. Radhika Rathore. Darcy Riley. Dylan Riley. Duncan Robertson. Sebastina Palipat Salim. Sarveen Sadiq. Mabel Ann Santos. Sarveen Sadiq. Maya Skipple. Manal Masood Shah. Katerina Siposova. Darius William Smith. Antonia Mary Stewart. Paulina Strauch. Megan Strategis. Carolina Marta Sirek. Eilish Thompson. Jennifer Walker. Lauren Rebecca Waring. Anya Watt. Owen William Wells. Ailey White. Orla Morgan Wilson. Razia Sahid. Marshall Sia. In psychology with a specialization in business, Pamela Daly. Rebecca Patterson. Sabrina Catherine Percy. Ellie Rashbas. In psychology with a specialization in health, Mia Forrest. In research methods in psychology, Samuel Elliott Finnegan. In criminology and social policy, Nivedita Elangovan. Dolapo Olukemi Samuel. In health and social policy, Sarvin Dagalford. Mia Duncan. Lisa Finnan. Kirsten Lucy Fraser. Lisa Langridge. Tanvi Suhak. In international social welfare, Dimiladi Davison Akin Adini. Kwaki Kwabina Amua. Patience Gacy. Hazel Morven Gardner. Olaumni Wakilat Lawal. Charles Chika Obioha. Aikings Tumasi Ankra. Vindhya Esquitri Biratamula Gamage. In social policy, Holly Simone Philippi Walker. In social policy research methods, Lauren Harkin. Ailey Robertson. Vari Sofrina Wild. Maureen Florence Wilding. In advanced residential childcare, Fiona Campbell. Kelly May Pringle. In child and youth care studies, Ana Isabel Cabrera Montesinos. Michelle Lee Percher. Rebecca Rideout. For the degree of Master of Social Work, Ailey Andrew. Julia Naomi Clark. Danielle Joanne Easton John Smith. Sean McHugh. Megan Travers. Deborah Williams. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Sport and Physical Activity, Matthew Kenny. In Psychology and Counseling, Jody Carr. In Speech and Language Pathology, Kieran Halliday. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Humanities and Social Sciences, Kathleen Elizabeth Mary Quigley. In Psychology with Politics and International Relations, Farah Don. In Social Policy and Psychology, Dylan Giovanni Coletta. In Education and Social Services, Ellie Ann Campbell. Samantha Duncan. Samantha Mary Gowdy. Gillian McElhatton. Sunera Mohammed. Emily Reynolds. Danielle Snedden. In social work, Ron Alexandroni. Corny Chisholm. Tegan Catherine Cook. Colette Craig. Amy Lee Elliott. For the degree of postgraduate diploma in counseling and psychotherapy, Adaobi Gladys Victor Asia. In social policy, Claire McCann. For the degree of Bachelor of Art in Education and Social Services, Amy Silvestro. For the degree of Master of Science in Sport Data Analytics, Callum Moore. For the degree of Master of Science in Clinical Health Psychology, Shavini Aurora. For the degree of Master of Science with a specialization in Health Psychology, Jessica Ejiofor.
Okay, while the last of the graduates get back to their seats, one more round of applause for them. Well done, everybody. So, graduates of 2024, because that is what you now are, well done. Your difficult bit is over. You made it across the stage, going from graduand to graduate, and some of you in heels that I really need to salute you for, so well done. And I make light of it, but I know crossing this stage marks a culmination of years of hard work and dedication for our new graduates. So before we go any further, I want everybody to raise the roof and join me in offering our heartfelt congratulations to our graduates of 2024. Well done, all of you. Now, all our graduates here have shown great commitment, resilience, adaptability and determination to arrive at this day. And I have to say, you're also graduating in a very special year for Strathclyde, because this is our Diamond Jubilee year, and that marks 60 years since the award of the Royal Charter was awarded by the late Queen Elizabeth II, when she conferred university status on our institution. And through this Royal Charter, what was then the Royal College of Science and Technology became the University of Strathclyde. And it was the first university to be established in Scotland for almost 400 years when that happened. And it was also Britain's first technological university, and that's something I'm very, very proud of. Now moving on, we've said how fantastic the graduates are, but for those of you who are graduating in the presence of your loved ones, this is a moment of great pride for families and friends as well. And I know that your family, friends and supporters have undoubtedly played a crucial role in your journey. So let's take a minute to give them a huge round of applause. Say thanks to the family as well. Likewise, our dedicated staff, many of which are sitting on the stage with me, and many of them out there in the audience, the people who are playing a supporting role to make this happen. They are the people that have worked very hard to provide you with, and I hope, exceptional education and student experience that you'll all have had. And your success reflects their commitment. So graduates, let's take a moment to show your gratitude and appreciation to the staff of the university. So obviously, we've got a long tradition in the university. And once this ceremony is concluded, as I already said, we'll leave the hall in an academic procession, and we're hoping that the new graduates will join us. And that signifies that they're now part of our academic community, which numbers more than 210,000 alumni across the world. And I hope you'll find the same as me, wherever I go in the world, whatever organisation I go into, there's always a Strathclyder there that will come up and make themselves known. So welcome to our Strathclyde family, all of you. As esteemed members of this community, you join a long line of alumni who have gone on to excel in their chosen fields. So some of the notable names you might have heard of. So one we hear about is physician, missionary and explorer David Livingstone, goes right back to the roots of Strathclyde. Television pioneer John Logie Baird was a Strathclyder. And more recently, Lady Ailish Angelini, former Lord Advocate of Scotland, was part of our community. And former leader of the Scottish Conservative Party, Baroness Annabel Goldie, was on the stage earlier this week. An entrepreneur, philanthropist and long-time supporter of Strathclyde, Sir Tom Hunter, and that's where our Hunter Centre gets its name from. So going back in history again, Strathclyde was founded in 1796. So it's a lot older than the 60 years we've had our Royal Charter. So 1796, it was formed during the Scottish Enlightenment. And it was through the bequest of Professor John Anderson, who, believing in knowledge for all for the greater good, wished to establish a place of useful learning. And we've maintained faithfully to this founding principle. A place of useful learning is something you'll hear Strathclyders talk about a lot. It's very close to our heart. And that founding principle of a place of useful learning continues to guide us today as we strive to make a positive impact on society and on the world. Now, the graduates will know that we're a research-intensive university, and we're committed to creating new knowledge and understanding to tackle the challenges of our time. And there are many challenges of our time, as we all well know. But hopefully through our groundbreaking research, we're contributing to a better world. And that's not just us that are making these grand claims. We're hearing it from other people. And in the most recent Research Excellence Framework exercise, which happened in 2021, and that's the government's system for assessing research quality, Strathclyde came out very well, with 90% of Strathclyde's research assessed as world-leading or internationally excellent. And also in that same exercise, we had the second highest impact quality profile in Scotland, demonstrating the effect our research has on everyday lives and the real world. So again, that place of useful learning. And our research and our impact are wide-ranging. Our scientists and our researchers are leading the development of innovative technologies that will facilitate the transition from fossil fuels to clean, sustainable energy sources, such as wind, solar and hydrogen, that will power our future world and tackle climate change. But again, we all know that it's not just about the technology. Today we're celebrating people from the humanities and social sciences, and it's so important here at Strathclyde that we work across disciplines and we make sure that the social sciences are contributing to making sure that these technologies make a positive impact in the world. We're also developing new drugs using new digital manufacturing processes that will provide cheaper, more effective treatments in the fight against cancer, kidney disease and inflammatory diseases, while also keeping our health services evolving to face the challenges of health and social care with the changing demographics that we have today. And then through our focus on entrepreneurship through Strathclyde Inspire, we're helping students and staff to create new businesses, and businesses very often with sustainability in mind, which are creating jobs and supporting economic growth. While you're in this area, I should say we're leading the revitalisation of this part of the city centre through the Glasgow City Innovation District, which is all around us here. And Strathclyde is bringing companies, both large and small, into this innovation district to work with universities and work with other companies to create new ideas, new technologies and solutions to a range of problems across key research clusters. And some of our clusters that you'll hear us talk about, we talk about health tech, we talk about fintech, 5G, industrial informatics, space and quantum. And a lot of this is based within our Technology and Innovation Centre down on George Street. But again, it's not just the science and technology people, it's making sure that social science and business are all integrated in making these technologies powerful. And in the near future, we're going to be creating another innovation centre named in the honour of one of our most successful alumni, businessman Dr. Charles Huang, who recently donated £50 million to Strathclyde, an extremely generous gift and our largest ever, given in recognition of the role this university played in his success. Now, some of your family and supporters might remember the Student Union building on John Street, as I do well. Now, 30 million of this gift is going to be used to transform that former Student Union on John Street into a new element of our technology and innovation zone. And that building is going to be where we co-locate exciting new businesses and research ideas, which will help us to improve productivity, develop world-class talent, research and technology, and hopefully accelerate inclusive economic growth. So watch out for that one in the coming years. The remainder of Charles Huang's gift has enabled us to create 2 professorial chairs, one in international entrepreneurship and one in international innovation and business, along with bringing on board associated research assistants and PhD students. And these are all named in honour of the late Professor Stephen Young, a pioneer in the field of marketing who helped establish Strathclyde's Department of Marketing and who was Dr. Huang's PhD supervisor and his mentor during his studies. Further still, the donation is supporting an annual prize for an outstanding research paper for a business idea, again that idea of entrepreneurship being core to this, and funding 5 merit scholarship awards each year, all in Professor Stephen Young's name. We're also a major player in a second innovation district, one that I get very excited about, the Advanced Manufacturing Innovation District Scotland, which is out near Glasgow Airport. And that's where we operate the National Manufacturing Institute Scotland, which is helping to grow Scotland's manufacturing capabilities as part of the 4th Industrial Revolution, Industry 4, which will see digitalisation, automation and artificial intelligence transform the sector and provide huge economic and employment opportunities. Now, I myself am a social scientist and I'm excited by this because manufacturing is so important to our economy and exciting technologies are going to transform it. But we also have to think about the people, the human element. So it's again important that we work in this interdisciplinary way. And we're also partners too in the Medicines Manufacturing Innovation Centre, which sits just across the road from our National Manufacturing Institute Scotland. And And earlier this year, both NMIS and CPI opened a new Digital Process Manufacturing Centre, DPMC, down in Irvine in North Ayrshire, which is offering training opportunities, cutting-edge digital demonstrators, and access to expert support on research and development in the manufacturing field. Strathclyde also works to inform public policy on national economic strategy, on education, productivity, and workplace strategies through various research institutes. And I'm sure many of the people who are sitting on the stage beside me today will be part of these research works. Through our Centre for Sustainable Development, our globally minded staff and students are working to co-create solutions with our global partners across academia, civil society, and public and private sectors to secure real-world impact and to tackle the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. In pursuing our Strathclyde vision, we understand the value of successfully working in partnership with business, government, and the third sector to make a difference. And we extend our global reach through academic partnerships with the likes of Stanford, New York University, MIT, Caltech, Tsinghua, Nanyang Technological University, and the National University of Singapore, to name just a few. And earlier this year, we extended our Strathclyde offering in the Middle East, where we became the first UK university to establish a presence in Saudi Arabia, where we will deliver teaching in technology, engineering, science, business, and the humanities as part of a movement in the country to expand the role of women in the fields of STEM subjects, business, and the wider society. And in September, we opened a University of Strathclyde hub in Bahrain, where we've been delivering MBA teaching since 1995, but now with our strategic learning and teaching partners, S11 Educational, we're now going to be offering a range of programmes across engineering, science, and business. As a university, we're continually working to enhance our student experience, and I hope you've had a positive student experience. We've been investing in our campus and the student experience, and you can see that in our new Strathclyde Sport and our teaching and learning buildings, which you'll visit today, and investing in health and wellbeing services, very important today. And we're always putting our students at the heart of everything that we do. Our progress and efforts in all these areas have been greatly recognised in recent years with a host of awards. So, for example, in 2019, we became the only UK university to win the Times Higher Awards University of the Year twice, having first won it in 2012. And we've also been named Business School of the Year, Workplace of the Year, and Research Project of the Year in recent years. Strathclyde has also been shortlisted in this year's Times Higher Education Awards in the Business School category, and the winners will be announced later this month, so fingers crossed. Last September, Strathclyde was named University of the Year 2024 and runner-up as UK University of the Year in the inaugural Daily Mail University League tables. This is a new league table. And Alistair McCall, who compiled the rankings, he was previously responsible for the Sunday Times Good University Guide, which many of you have heard of, and the league tables. He describes Strathclyde using these words. He says, Strathclyde is the epitome of a progressive 21st century university, seeking to shape and change society for the better through the pursuit of educational excellence and social change, and still a place of useful learning, just as it set out to be more than 200 years ago. So that's words that we are very pleased to hear. And last June, Strathclyde was named European Entrepreneurial University of the Year at the Triple E Awards in Barcelona. And earlier this year, we collected our 4th Queen's Anniversary Prize in recognition of our research, innovation, and entrepreneurism in photonics, which is the science of light. So there's many awards. I could be here all day, but for now, just a flavour of them. These awards reflect the quality and breadth of our activities and across all faculties. But I'm going to take just a couple of minutes to celebrate some of the things that we're doing in the faculty that we're celebrating today, the Faculty of Humanities and Social Science. So new technology designed to support first responders and emergency medical workers facing traumatic experiences at work is under development in the Department of Psychological Sciences and Health. And in the Department of Education, Dr. Ingeborg Birney, a researcher specialising in minority languages, has been appointed to lead a group established by UNESCO, that's the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organisation, to support the protection of Indigenous tongues. Elisa Morguera, Professor of Global Environmental Law in the Law School, has been appointed as a UN Special Rapporteur on Climate Change and Human Rights. And within the Department of Social Work and Social Policy, researchers are leading a £1 million study aimed at improving the health of disadvantaged communities and will examine how health, crime, criminalisation and victimisation intersect. And in the humanities, a long-lost manuscript of a classic Scottish novel has been acquired by the University of Strathclyde's archives after it was donated by the author's family. The Dear Green Place by Archie Hind, first published in 1966 and is widely regarded as a masterpiece of Scottish literature. And Dr. Eleanor Bell, Senior Lecturer in English in the Department of Humanities, is leading a project to process, catalogue and digitalise the manuscript and other materials ahead of a planned series of events and publications leading up to Hind's centenary in 2028. So these are just a few examples of the wide-ranging activity and successes within the faculty. But today is about looking to the future. And it's on these past achievements that Strathclyde will build our future and achieve our goals and ambitions that we've set down in our strategic plan, Strathclyde 2030, which we launched earlier this year. But today is a day to look forward for our graduates. It's the beginning of a new chapter in your lives, where you will take the knowledge and skills you've acquired during your time here to pursue and realise your aspirations. And as you forge your new careers, the university's values of being people-oriented, innovative, collaborative, ambitious and bold will stand you in good stead. In recent years, the world has been shaken by the coronavirus pandemic, while the cost of living crisis and armed conflicts around the globe continue to create uncertainties. And of course, we must tackle our biggest challenge of all, that of our climate emergency. These challenges demand solutions, and as graduates of Strathclyde and the future leaders of our society, which I hope you'll be, you have a responsibility to use your talents and your education to make a positive impact in the world. So whether you go on to pursue careers in education, in business, in science, engineering, politics, or any other field, remember that you have the power to effect change, to inspire others, and to shape the course of history. But power comes with responsibility, and I urge you to never lose sight of the values that have guided you thus far. Integrity, humility, empathy. These are all qualities that will set you apart as you navigate the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead. As you step out into the world, you carry with you the knowledge and skills that you've acquired during your time at this esteemed institution. But more than that, you carry the spirit of Strathclyde, which I hope is a spirit of innovation, entrepreneurship, collaboration, and excellence. And Strathclyde is also an institution where freedom of thought is encouraged and valued, an institution exemplified by tolerance and inclusivity. So we hope you will continue to demonstrate Strathclyde's socially progressive values and ethos of tolerance, pluralism, and a desire to make a positive difference. And I'm confident that you will do this because you go out into the world equipped with that valuable asset, knowledge. The Strathclyde degree that you now hold in your hands is your passport to success as you rise to meet the challenges ahead. And as you embark on this new chapter of your lives, I encourage you to remember learning, to embrace new challenges. Remember that the pursuit of knowledge is a lifelong journey. Come back to us, revisit, learn new things. And also remember that success is not measured by what you achieve, but by the impact that you make on the world around you. So it is with immense pride that we see you graduate today, and though you may be leaving us, we hope that you'll continue to stay in touch to let us know how you got on and contribute to Strathclyde. And I have to say, as an academic within Strathclyde, I love it when a student drops me an email and says how they're doing or gets in touch or through social media. So please don't be scared to get in touch with your past academics. And it's also through the involvement with our alumni that we can provide such a first-class education and student experience. And we now ask that you also think of those that follow you. So, finally, I would like to thank the faculty and staff of Strathclyde for their unwavering commitment to excellence and for their dedication to helping our graduates achieve their full potential. And I would also again like to thank the families and friends of our graduates for unwavering support and encouragement. And thank you to all the support staff who do wonders behind the scenes to make this day what it is. So in conclusion, I would like to congratulate you all once again on this momentous achievement. The University of Strathclyde has equipped you with the tools you'll need to thrive in the years ahead, and I've no doubt that you'll make us proud. So go forth with confidence, with purpose, and with the knowledge that you are capable of great things. I wish you every success for the future, and I thank you. Okay, so now we can all relax and now we can celebrate. I've got the thumbs up from the back of the room, so that means that the weather is good and we'll be able to have an academic procession up to the Teaching and Learning Building where we'll have refreshments. So, graduates of 2024, I would now invite you to join the academic procession as members of our academic family. And when the piper starts to play, myself and the staff will lead the procession and you follow on. And we'll follow the piper up to the Teaching and Learning Building. So please do join us the Teaching and Learning Building. And I would ask family and friends to be upstanding as the process leaves the building and then join us in the Teaching and Learning Building. So thank you, enjoy the rest of your day. Please everyone, be upstanding. I now declare the congregation closed.